most of the tri-state, the majority of us at or just below the freezing mark when it comes to actual air temperature. But then you got to factor in the wind. Our gusts are between 20 and 30 miles per hour for much of the area, but check out Newburgh, still approaching the 40 mile per hour mark, and you know that means it feels much colder. Our wind chills are in the teens and 20s. This is what you got to dress for as you head out the door, and unfortunately our wind chills will remain in the teens and 20s this afternoon, even as we get a little sunshine. We're watching a few flurries north of the city. That's possible, maybe a couple snowflakes, but most of us get sunshine with a few clouds mixing in, and that gusty wind keeping us cold. The hour by hour showing the mix of sun and clouds, but also showing temperatures that hover right around the freezing mark today. Then you factor in the wind, and again, it will feel bitter cold out there, feeling like teens and 20s with highs in the 30s. Tomorrow, cold and breezy, but not quite as harsh. And then a weather pattern flip here. By Sunday, temperatures are milder, but that's when we're going to start to bring back our rain chances. We stay dry Sunday, but we have several days with rain chances next week, so I'll have the timing on that coming up.
We still need that rain, right?
We do. Yes, desperately.
Yeah. This is a story that has captivated the nation. The brazen killing of a Fortune 500 company CEO in the middle of Midtown Manhattan. And more than 48 hours since those deadly shots were fired, New York City police are leaving no stone unturned.
Yeah, and this is perhaps the best piece of evidence detectives have so far. The suspected killer flashing a smile while checking into a hostel on the Upper West Side, where he stayed for at least 5 days before the killing. And it was only captured because the woman behind the counter there did ask to see his face, something that they do with everyone who walks into the hostel.
This case and the investigation has been evolving really rapidly, right? Eyewitness News reporter Reagan Medji now outside that hostel. The police have been searching since yesterday. Reagan, what's the latest?
Yeah, so let's start at the beginning. So police know that the suspected shooter arrived in the city on November 24th, and they do believe that he left after the shooting on December 4th. So in that 10-day period, they're really focusing in on collecting as much evidence as they can, specifically the surveillance video, to pinpoint where this suspect was throughout the course of that time. So they found that he was in the cabs, he was in the subway, and also at a McDonald's. But it is his time here at the hostel, and what police got here that could potentially give them their biggest lead yet. This image is the best police have to help them identify who shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. It's from surveillance video from a hostel the shooter checked into on the Upper West Side. Sources say the woman at the check-in desk asked to see his smile, so the shooter obliged, allowing a surveillance camera to capture his face without a mask. Police sources tell ABC News the suspect checked in twice, first on November 24th, then again on November 30th, using a fake name and a New Jersey ID. The mayor appearing this morning on air, discussing the investigation so far.
Our team is looking at all the leads that we see, and I cannot say enough about the New York City Police Department and the surrounding law enforcement entities. This was a fully masked person that we had to unmask and use good old-fashioned police work. We are on the right road to apprehend him and bring him to justice.
Sources say the gunman arrived at the Port Authority bus terminal November 24th at 9 o'clock at night on a Greyhound bus that originated in Atlanta. It's unknown where the suspect boarded. Greyhound saying in a statement, quote, "We are fully cooperating with authorities on this active investigation." Police are also investigating whether the shooter left the city on a bus after the killing. The day of the shooting, early Wednesday morning, the suspect was seen with a backpack exiting the subway near the Hilton Hotel in Midtown. He stopped at a Starbucks to buy water and a snack. Police say he waited for Thompson, approached him from behind, and fired several shots, striking the CEO in the back and leg, killing him. The shooter then fled on a bicycle, seen in this video, about 15 minutes after the shooting, 30 blocks north, without that backpack. Police sources say shell casings found at the scene had the words deny, defend, and depose, echoing a 2010 book, Delay, Deny, Defend, Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It.
So the interaction
interaction between the suspected shooter and the woman checking him in at this hostel behind me on the Upper West Side happened because the woman, as required, needs to make sure that the image and the photo ID used are the same images. Also, police are finding out that the suspect paid for cash everywhere he went and he kept his mask on, leading the police to believe that he came here to the city to commit murder. We're live on the Upper West Side, Reagan Medju, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Reagan, thank you very much. Joining us now with more is retired NYPD Chief of Detectives and ABC News contributor Robert Boyce. I still want to call you Chief Boyce. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning, everybody.
Look, there is just an incredible amount of information, evidence. We have, this video diary, essentially, of where this guy went in the city. We've got pictures of his face. We know where he slept. We know when he came in. We know how he arrived. Now people are talking about the fact that maybe he has left the city in the same way. How much more difficult does that make the job of actually being able to track him down for investigators?